This might be really unhinged.
Let's talk about that. Or it. Should I have said it?
Well, we're too late now. You already said it.
Let's talk about it.
I'm fine, it's an oversimplification cause I'm really contemplating. I just haven't picked the day yet, I'm fine. Just don't ask me to elaborate cause I don't really know what I'm supposed to say. I'm fine, I'm fine.
This is how it is. Alright guys, welcome to the Sad Girl Next Door, the podcast. I am so happy today because I actually have a guest for once. Somebody actually took me up on my offer. It was Nathan.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Of course.
This is an awesome opportunity and honor.
Oh, thank you. I feel, very honored that you're here.
Yeah.
So Nathan, can you give us a little backstory about you just really quick, like really small synopsis, just so I don't have to.
Okay. I am 28 years old, right? People want to care about your age.
I didn't even know that.
Maybe I shouldn't have said it. Going on 70 though, it feels like.
Oh, I feel.
Yeah.
Is that why you wore the cardigan?
Yeah, it makes me feel grounded and comfortable. There's something about it. I don't know. But I graduated from Beloit College. I've been an educator. I've been a substance abuse counselor. I've dealt with substance abuse myself. I have pursued music for over a decade now. And there are so many other things that I feel like, we could get into perhaps.
So you're just very well-rounded.
That's one way to put it, I suppose. Experienced in some interesting facets.
I feel that.
Maybe not always the most traditional.
Dude, being traditional is boring. I think we talked about it on the way over here. Like being traditional is really boring. I don't like the normie brain as I didn't I say that?
The normie brain.
Oh yeah. Before we keep going here though, I do have to give a shout out to Darren for killing George.
Oof.
Yeah, rest in peace, George.
He's off camera looking pretty apathetic about it all.
I just, George was dead and now he is more dead. And so it was an accident, so Oh, he's mic'd up today.
Ooh. To say about it,
If he dies, he dies. That's all I gotta say.
Dies. I mean, you wanna know what? It's fine. We're just gonna. Would it be weird if I kept the body? No, you don't think so?
That's all you.
Why not? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just remembering by it. But now we have Steve.
It's glamorous.
I bought it at a Walgreens.
Yeah. Hey, Walgreens has some good trinkets and memorabilia, I would say.
I don't go to Walgreens that often, actually. Yeah. But, okay. Let me just put that back and go. We're all resituated here. Okay. So, so I asked you to be on the show. Mm-hmm. Funniest thing, I ran into you. How long ago was that I ran into you?
I want to say that was a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks.
3 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you even recognize me when you walked in?
Yeah, but I didn't know if it was from school or from where it actually was, which was the YMCA.
Yeah. I used to work at the YMCA. You said you used to work there too a while?
I grew up in that YMCA.
Yeah.
Summer camp, and I refereed there. I was a concession stand person. I worked the door.
You did a lot of stuff there, yeah.
Yeah.
I worked there in college. And that's how I met you, I think. And that's where I think I started talking to you. Like, I had you on Snapchat. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact. Like, I had you on Snapchat. Don't know how though.
Recommended?
No.
Does that exist? No.
Well, it does, like Quick Ad or something like that, but I don't know. And then why? Yeah. And then and then I didn't talk to you for 3 years, and here we are.
Oh no. There was like nothing left.
Yeah.
All right. It's all about the imperfections today. This is what I'm feeling. I'm embracing them.
I have a lot of those too. So, I mean, if you're embracing it, we can definitely go on that for sure.
Yeah, let's own it.
Yeah. So, one thing that I find very interesting about you is that you're not scared to talk about what you're going through on the internet. It's something that I really admire about you. I remember when I talked to you like 3 weeks ago, like, hey, I've been keeping up with you and your story. And you're like, I'm sorry. That's what you said.
My condolences. No, I appreciate that though.
Yeah, I mean, I think it takes a lot of balls to be able to talk about what you're going through in very good detail, to be honest. Like your Facebook posts are about 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I can dissect that in a couple little parts. So for me, one of my communicative errors perhaps is I sometimes treat text, like virtual text, as a conversation. If you imagine reading a text, if someone were reading it out loud, it would take like 4 seconds. If someone were to say the 3 paragraphs on social media, it would take like 30 seconds. But for some reason, everything's become so condensed that anything over a certain amount just feels like it's too much. But then I try to push it beyond that even, and I'm like, all right, I don't really care how long this has to be, as long as the context and depth are there. And that's one of my shortcomings, is this like incessant desire to be understood.
I feel that. And
I feel like the more that I share, the more that I need to provide context around that, because sharing vulnerabilities and getting raw like that, I don't want to leave anything out, and then it just ends up being overwhelming. And then you either don't share it and you kind of hold it in, or you let it out there and allow others to engage with it in whatever way, resonate with it if they do. If they're deterred by it, put off by it, then they don't have to interact with it. But especially for people who kind of struggle with mental health, addiction, any space, I believe, is a okay space to be real.
Yeah. I mean, do you get a lot of people who like actually like resonate with your posts? You have people reach out to you and say like, hey, what you're saying is speaking to me at all?
Yeah. And it's almost like bittersweet in its own way. It's wild to me, because I've done that, and then there's this outpour of support. People share their own stories and their own experiences. Some people are actually seeking help themselves, and there had been times in my life I was a little overwhelmed by wanting to respond to all of them in like intimate, detailed ways. Sure. And then that just was compounding in the back of my head, and then I kind of hid, I resorted to that, and that's not what I was trying to communicate. I wanted to be appreciative of it. So there are those little caveats, but if you have the strength, just, I don't know, it's absolutely a positive experience. And I've always believed in the power of voice. It's why I went into education. It's why I ran after school workshops with students and helped them write and kind of dig into their identity, into the core of who they not only were but wanted to become, and then trying to see how collaboratively, communicatively we could proceed with all of that. And that's why when to be on a podcast like this, I'm really inspired, because you allow people to come in and they bring their inner narratives, their inner truths, their quirky dispositions, what have you, and then they get juxtaposed with you. And
if they want to, because to be honest, it seems like this isn't everybody's cup of tea. But I was really stoked that you wanted to be on, because
absolutely,
because I think you have a story that you need to share.
It's a long one, yeah. I used to try to live my life. How am I trying to put this? Like, I wanted decades and hundreds of years down the line or whatever for like there to be a Wikipedia page
about you,
or at least enough content to be like, this was not a traditionally lived life. And that has gotten me into a lot of turmoil, a lot of strife, a lot of trauma. There are interspersed moments, though, that are of incredible value and have provided a lot of subcontext into my life, and I carry myself differently because of them.
Yeah, I mean, that shit makes us who we are. I mean, I was talking to you about a specific person in the car ride on the way over here, and all that stuff that person put me through inspired me to do all of this.
That's incredible.
Just because, shitty things happen, beautiful things become of it. Right. Really, it does.
Right.
I mean... if I was talking to 3 years ago Taylor, she'd be like, what? Like, I wouldn't have the balls to do this. But
right.
Yeah. So it's I forgot to ask you this right away, because normally I do, but I think since what you were just saying and explaining all this stuff, I'm gonna say that you do consider yourself to be a sad boy.
Sure. I would consider myself to be a sad boy, but then that would come with some disclaimers.
Well, here's the thing. There's 3 different spellings, and you need to choose one of them.
Okay, I'm ready.
It's sad boy with an I.
Okay.
Sad boy altogether, like sadgirl, next door.
Sure.
And then just sad boy. I think they all mean something different, but honestly,
What was the second one? How was that?
Sad boy, like mushed together, like one word. Sad boy.
With a Y.
Yeah, with the Y. So
That
sad
one,
boy
that
with
one,
an I.
second.
The second one?
Yeah.
Second one. Why do you choose the second one?
Well, my artist name's Troy Left, all one word, lowercase, and it ends in a Y. So there's that connection. So
Okay.
I kind of threw out the I one and keep the Y one. And then,
I think the I one is for people who just are trying too hard.
yeah. I think the second one, like, I could make an acronym out of Sad Boy. I just have to think of it. And that could become its own cool thing. But what I did want to say, though, is it's one thing to be like, I learned initially growing up when I was that moody, angsty teen, and I knew I was sad. I didn't know I had clinical depression.
Sure. I feel.
But in the midst of that, I kind of wanted to cling to that and make that my main identity, was like, sad is me. I am all things sad. And
Yeah.
there's some sort of like inclusion in that, like community wise, you feel involved with the other sad people. But at the same time, I'm learning there can be a way to claim that title Sad Boy in like a empowering way, because despite sad, we're still out here doing really virtuous and admirable stuff. And
People
you're an
ask me
example
all
of
the
that.
time, like, why sad girl? I'm like, well, because I have depression.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. But like this show, this show, I had so many things like planned for. I was gonna kind of go in like timeline of my life and how shit fucked me up, but I didn't do that. And you want to know what I did instead? Is I just made this super unhinged podcast that I get to talk about whatever I want with whoever I want about whoever I want. And
Do you know what I think you should do?
what?
I think you should bring this to, I think there's a really good opportunity for you to inspire kids to do this.
So that's the thing, actually. Like, I've been talking to this guy who I work with named Kyle, and we've been talking about, you know, how what I do for work is like making me super unhappy right now, and that's just probably because I'm super unhappy right now, just in general with everything going on in my life. I've had a lot of stuff happen to me in the past, like even 2 weeks, like whatever. But he's like, I think you need to go back to school for teaching, because that's originally what I was going to school for, was to be a high school English teacher. And then I went to school to be a cop.
Nice.
And now I'm a service advisor.
That's really cool. One thing that I've learned throughout, I guess, my experiences is everyone's a teacher, everyone's an educator, everyone's also a pupil. So for example, I wanted to do like what you're doing. I used to study Morley Safer on 60 Minutes and Larry King and all of the interviews, and just try and get in their mind and the process of inquiry. And that thought was kind of fleeting. I was going somewhere with that, but
It's okay.
yeah,
It happens
no,
all the time on
essentially,
this show.
yeah,
It's okay.
essentially they were like, I was a student. I was studying what they were doing. So people who are really fond of what you do, who are inspired by your medium, the way that you communicate this information, which is a really effective and inspiring, beautiful way to like channel those feelings and experiences you've been through. I think a lot of people would benefit from seeing it. And I don't know, I think a lot of people don't realize how easy it is to actually make this happen. And that's not to undervalue the production associated with something like this.
Yeah.
But like in terms of like a starter kit,
Dude, this is a pretty sick setup. I mean, honestly, look at this.
This is a phenomenal setup.
Like, this is a sick setup.
No, I love this.
Like, I love Darren for giving me this opportunity. Like, I really do. Like, this is just absolutely awesome.
That's a fantastic segue into Nate. Do you want to pull your thing down? We're blocking your face, man.
Oh no, my face.
We're blocking your face, man. You're spitting some good
That's
game.
the money
there you
maker,
go.
dude.
No,
You
we're
can't
good.
block your face.
Money, look at that. Yeah.
Hey.
Shout out the set though. Thank you guys. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrific. Vibe curation on excellent.
It's not like super big budget, but guess what? We're all working on it, and we're all growing. And I mean, this is gonna be the 14th episode. I mean, in 14 episodes, I've gained 171, I think it is, YouTube subscribers.
Nice. Those are all connections.
I don't know if they all watch it, but I mean, they've subscribed. I mean, they must have done. I must have spoke to them, and somehow
they clicked the button.
They did. They clicked the button, and they're here to watch the Unhinged.
Let's do it. Let's get even more unhinged.
How are we gonna get more unhinged?
What's your relationship with death? You have these skeletons on
Oh,
here,
my
and-
Steve?
Well, just in general, like.
Why do I have this?
No, like an actual question? What's your relationship with, like, Are you afraid of dying?
Yes,
Are you...
absolutely I am, actually.
You
It's what
are.
keeps me up at night.
You're thanatophobic too.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I'm going to, for
Wait, you gotta do it in
solidarity.
camera.
Solidarity.
Wait, where is your, wait, come this way. Wait. Okay.
We can't meet in the middle. That's tough.
We're trying to figure it out. But yeah, so yeah, no, it's actually one of the big things that keeps me up at night and probably one of the only things that keeps me up at night is that I can die at any given moment in my life. Yeah. And I think one thing that really freaks me out about it is that I'm 23. I don't know if you knew I was 23. I'm young. Apparently, people are always telling me I'm so young. I'm like, okay.
Race relative, I suppose, right?
I don't know. People think I'm like 27 too, so I'm like in 30. So I'm like, I don't know. That's whatever. But I'm 23. I haven't done too much with my life. I'm unhappy all the time. And then I think about the fact that I could die tomorrow and not accomplish anything that I want to. And that's something that really freaks me out. And I think it also freaks me out for the fact that, like, and I'm saying this and I'm fine. But in the fact that, like, I do have suicidal thoughts sometimes. It comes with the depression. And I think that also freaks me out when it comes to death and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I'm not going to kill myself. Just, there we go.
No, absolutely. And I appreciate you sharing that. I'll share on that as well. I mean, I don't know. I think there's a really important what was the very last thing you said? Because I'm trying to get
that
it,
I wasn't gonna kill myself.
Right before that one.
Oh shit! What did I say? I don't remember.
I needed that point. I'm sorry.
Was it something about the suicidal thoughts?
It was something.
And I think that freaks me out because I could take my own life.
Oh yeah. Exactly. Okay, so. The thing with death being able to happen at any moment, I experienced that for the first time in my life with my friend Darth. He was 20, I think 1.
That's a sick name.
And he was a super sick person.
So cool. Wow.
Love him forever. And just the fact that, like, he was going to work one day and then all of a sudden now he's gone forever and was healthy and of sound mind and spirit, like, that rocked my world. But what also rocked my world was seeing my grandpa in a casket when I was, I think, 16 or 17. And also, I know you had alluded to you, like, negotiating with values of atheism. And that I also, when I was 12 years old, I read Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt.
Oh, that's such a good book.
I read it in one sitting. I remember, like, the whole thing is like a screenshot in my head because of that concept of drinking eternal water and the choice of do you want to live forever or not. It shattered my brain. I didn't know what existential feelings were.
Sure.
So 12, as in 7th grade, you know, I'm navigating all these hormones, but also, like, the biggest existential life question. And unfortunately, my hormones just went into overdrive and it's like, yeah, but girls are really pretty. So, like, let's focus on this for a few years. And then those thoughts went away for a while, but.
Dude, girls are disgusting. I mean, I'm just saying that 'cause I'm a girl, but that's just because, you know, not saying like I just, you know.
Actually, it's funny you say that because
I think girls are nasty and mean.
Humans are nasty. Humans are so beautiful and they're terrifying and they're brilliant and they're disgusting. There's this book that I'm thinking of right now and it's called The Denial of Death by Ernest Becker. It won a Pulitzer Prize in the 70s. I fall asleep listening to it every night. Like, it's a 11-hour thing on YouTube. Yeah, so unless you sleep longer than 8 hours or 11 hours, you'll wake up and you'll still be hearing about it. But the book is really important to me because I was having a hard time reconciling with what if I never amounted to anything, the things you were saying. That's why I lived so hard in my early 20s and, like, basically was pushing myself to the brink.
I feel that.
I think of Icarus, like that visual of flying into the sun. Like, I just wanted more intensity.
Greek mythology is a way to my heart. So here we go. Yeah.
Awesome. Commonality. Yeah. That's awesome. So all of that kind of informed my desire to want to matter. And then in the book, he explains how there are different ways that we navigate death and the fear of it. We try to have families to spread our genetic legacy. We try to make statues and preserve ourselves, like, literally as figures that outlive us. And then there's also just the heroic conquest in general, trying to be cosmically significant, unique, chasing anything, doing art, trying to, leave something behind. And I became obsessed with that, while simultaneously being terrified that I could die at any moment.
Yeah.
But I think what a lot of people neglect is how important death can be in informing what goes into life.
Yeah.
There's a lot of complacency that I've just witnessed throughout my life, and seeing even myself just getting stuck in routinization, and you blink and like, where did the months go? Where did the time go? And we all have to survive however we can, honestly.
Yeah.
So that was kind of long-winded, but
That's okay. Hey, you want to know what that means? I have to talk less, so it's perfectly fine. I mean, this is my show, but I mean, this is when I have guests here. It's guest driven, so I mean, we.
Sure. Well, yeah, I'm cool that we got to share that. That's like a thing it's an important part of my identity. A lot of people think that I'm just like a really dark person, or I've taken a dark turn. I think there definitely is value in the darkness. Not getting consumed by it is important, but acknowledging it and having it inform is vital. It's like, it's right there for us to be mindful of. I think of all of the people in my life who passed away every single day, and am humbled and also completely like flustered at the fact that I'm not there where they are right now. And it and then the existential thing just shatters my brain, and I'm like, okay, how many people have died? How many will die? Like, and then I go down a rabbit hole of,
I feel like you can get down a rabbit hole pretty easily.
Yeah.
It's
an uncomfortable place, but it's also a place that I feel some sort of like truth. I try to seek the truth. The truth isn't always fun.
No, the truth isn't always fun. I've had to figure that out a lot lately, and I've done a lot of like self-reflection about a lot of things that have happened in my life, and figuring out the truth just kind of is like a knife to the chest, man. It fucking sucks sometimes, but just, we gotta deal with it. For sure. Now, these feelings and all this kind of stuff, do you put that in your music?
Yeah, to a point where for the first time in my life, I think last week, it finally clicked. This might make people feel uncomfortable. I always just saw it as, this is coming from my heart, and I've lived with it for so long that I figured other people experiencing it, I don't know.
Do you care if people feel uncomfortable though?
I think if you make anything with authenticity, any sort of vulnerability is justified. It's of value, and anyone who chooses to engage with it, resonate with it, that is a bonus. But yeah, there's this artist, Daniel Johnston. He's one of my favorite artists ever. Very, very raw, emotive artist. Doesn't sing in tune all the time, doesn't hit all the notes. Stage presence is very profound, but that raw authenticity, vulnerability, transparency, that all those strengths are so visible, and that's a part of the human condition and spirit that I just actively seek out all the time. That's why I keep trying to circle back to this podcast as a concept. Like, it's really inspiring that you're doing this.
Well, I really appreciate that. I want to be inspiring. I want people to see my story and to realize that, like, they're not okay, or if they're not okay, that's okay. That's what I meant to say. That's where I started doing all this, and basically all I've gotten is criticism. A lot of it has been criticism from my family, criticism from this random guy in the bar on Friday night with my sister. Like, this old man was
he had all the answers, right?
He kind of did. He it was so funny. He was really drawn to my sister, but like, who isn't drawn to my sister? She's cooler than me. Professional water skier, pretty blonde girl, looks like she had her shit together, right? People are always more drawn to her than they are to me, because I'll show up with my red hair and my dark lipstick and my ripped jeans, and people are like, ooh, she's scary. That's what people think about me, is I'm scary. Thank you.
Yeah.
I love that. I do. I really do love that, because people come up to me and say, you're intimidating. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's very interesting, but it's been I've gotten a lot of criticism. Like, when I first started blogging, my dad did not like it. He was like, you spend all this time writing on this stupid blog and you don't do anything else with your life. Move forward. Everybody keeps telling me, move forward. from your trauma, move forward from what you have gone through, and, you know, make yourself a better person from it. And here's the thing is that, like, I have moved forward from all this trauma. I mean, fucking, what's his name? I don't name drop him because, you know, I really don't want to get arrested. But fucking, what's his name? Abused the shit out of me. And that was 3 years ago. And I still think about it a lot. But again, I've moved forward to the point where, like, I'm not talking to him. I don't need to talk to him. I, you know, use what has happened to me as a learning experience, but I'm still going to talk about it. And just because I talk about it doesn't mean that I haven't moved forward from the feelings that I had for him and all this shit.
Absolutely.
Because I have had to move forward. I mean, my breakup last year was pretty public. I kind of made it kind of public, but it was pretty public. And he was a big learning experience for me. And now I know what not to do in relationships. If people are just so critical and saying, like, you know, and just stop talking about all the sad stuff. Stop making depression your big personality trait. And I'm like, it's not a personality trait. It's just who I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. And I just think there's a lot of beauty in channeling pain and trauma into a product that is meant to, I don't know what the word is, but do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Maybe I'm dumb, so I don't know.
No, you're not. You're brilliant. But at any rate, pouring your heart out,
Nobody cares if you pour your heart out, though. I've realized this.
Well, also
Nobody
people
misconstrue
like attention seeking with vulnerability. I've been trying to negotiate with that. It's like one of the biggest philosophical, like, actually, it's no wonder I'm like this as a person. The two things, the first thing about philosophy is the main thing that informs all of your theory, everything, it begins with yourself, because you are at the helm of your consciousness.
Yeah.
So there's that. So that kind of already makes it seem egocentric, but you're really so there's that. And then the fact that death is like the central tenet in philosophy, trying to figure it all out. I just tangented and lost my point, but
philosophy is really interesting, actually. That was one of my favorite classes in college. I don't remember it, though. I don't remember, like, anything until, like, last year. I don't really remember too much.
That's fair.
I don't know why, but I don't remember anything. But yeah,
more oriented in the present.
I think so. I'm really big right now on experiences and, like, as you said, like, going balls out to, you know, doing stuff in your early 20s. I'm all for it. Everybody's like, you need to work now and save your money. And
here's the thing. This is like, we're all gonna be like, we're gonna have a tombstone or whatever, or be on someone's fireplace in an urn. All of these outside opinions, maybe those are some of their insecurities being projected, some of the dreams they hadn't chased, but I will unapologetically live my life and my passions out, because those are the regrets of the dying, is having not done that. You know, you don't look back on your deathbed and think of all of the, like, complacency, like, oh, remember when, just like, maybe think about that. I don't know. I'm thinking about a bunch of different things at once related to it, but
like, my mom always yells at me when I spend money. She's like, you need to save your money. Why are you spending money on this stuff? It'll be clothes, or it'll be Taylor Swift night tickets at a, you know, and I'm like,
that's an experience.
It's an experience. It's not a Taylor Swift concert, but it's like this huge party. And I bought tickets for me and two of my friends, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to spend the night in a fucking hotel room, and I'm going to go have fun with my friends. I'm going to California in August. Why are you spending money on going to California? I'm like, why wouldn't I have a free place to stay? That's one of the reasons, but
nice.
But yeah, still, it's like, I'm all for experiencing life, and I'm so sick of people telling me they need to stop experiencing life as much as I do. I mean, yeah, don't do things that you can't afford to do. That's one thing that I will say. Like, my money situation isn't always great sometimes. However, I'll deal with it at some point.
This is the brokest, but simultaneously most hopeful I've ever felt in my life. Like I said to you on the car ride here, I probably shouldn't have even bought this coffee. I don't know how it's gonna get rough, but at the same time, there's this hope. And even you reaching out was really important to me, because it reminded me of this kind of I think you have an artistic spirit, and it reminded me of the importance of keeping that flame stoked. Like, don't let that go out, because when that momentum is stifled, especially as fellow sad people, we can start to stew in that and or not stew, we just fail to remember that. So it's really nice to kind of be out and about and come out of my cocoon a little bit, because the last couple of years have been ridiculous, for like everybody. So
yeah, it's been a little ridiculous all over the place, but I mean, these past 2 years have been some of the hardest for me.
Man, and we're still here.
Yep, we're still here.
Even though
I tried not to be, we're still here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm really glad you brought up that suicidal ideation too. That's something I've actually been institutionalized for, just by sharing it with counselors in particular. I got kicked out of a sober living house because my suicidal ideation was too chronic, and they said that they couldn't handle dual diagnosis treatment. But I would argue that a lot of addicts have at least a mental health problem of some degree, most of the time. But through all of that and periods of just like very elongated periods, that fight, it is such an admirable conquest that we're all on, the battle of staying alive every day. It could go at any moment. People don't realize that, like, I don't know, we're pretty cool people. Like,
you and I, or just in general?
Even beyond
you
that,
and I are super
even
cool.
beyond that, just the human condition, there is a sense of beauty and inspiration in it amidst all of the stuff that has made me perpetually jaded. Maybe this is just a good day for me mental health wise, because this is an honor to be here, and it's like 50 degrees out and sunny, and I really like this cardigan. But we have to take the good days and like cherish those.
Yeah, we really
especially
do.
when they're few and far between.
They're very few and far between for me right now too, and
Well, what's your favorite candy?
My favorite candy? Oh shit. Oh no. What is it?
Or chip.
What?
You have a favorite chip?
My favorite chip? Anything that's like dill pickle or jalapeno.
All right. On the way back, I'm gonna get you some dill pickle chips.
You don't need to get me any dill pickle chips.
Yeah, because we're gonna make this day even more memorable just with the little things. We're gonna keep that flame stuff.
Like your horrible taste in music? I'm kidding.
This is so debatable. I'm looking right at the camera. No, okay. Next time.
No,
it
wasn't horrible. I promise. I'm just kidding. As what I was saying in the car is that like I don't get many opportunities to listen to my music in the car anymore because I live like 12 minutes away from where I work.
Yeah.
I used to live like 45 to 30 minutes away from where I work, so I used to listen to my music and get a fix for it. And now I don't. So when I sit in my car and I'm listening to anything but my music, I'm kind of like, that's just me.
Yeah. No, that's your car. The car used to be my safe space.
Yeah.
Until my whole life got upended when I was in it.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we talk about the journey from 2 years ago to now.
Yeah, 2 years ago was
I also wanted to ask you about your Fleetwood Mac shirt, because we've been talking about inspiration and art. What's your connection with Fleetwood?
I don't know. So here's the thing. It's like my dad, when I was younger, used to make me listen to like classic rock music. So that's where I got my great taste in music. And Fleetwood Mac was one of them. I think last year I really picked up on it when I heard Seven Wonders, and I was going through like a really, really, really hard time breaking up with Brendan and having to live by myself again. Not really by myself. I had a roommate, but being by myself again, and that their music just really saved me at that point.
That's beautiful.
More enough so I can get a tattoo of them too. Like I'm getting this tattooed on the back of my leg.
Nice.
Get my next tattoo in.
Did you say neck or next?
Next.
Okay.
My next tattoo
right.
is like in April.
When's your neck tattoo?
My neck tattoo, the one on the back. I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
Okay.
I haven't decided. The back of the neck is gonna hurt really bad to get a tattoo.
You might be good. Maybe.
I don't think so.
Body's weird. There are nerves in weird places.
Yeah, but like down here, this hurt really bad.
Yeah, that's real.
Down here hurt. Even up here, like right up here hurt really bad.
What's that say?
This says, "This world can be ugly, but isn't it beautiful?" Because this is the arm I used to cut myself on.
That's beautiful, though. That's like, wow.
Yeah, so like you can like.
When did you decide to do that?
Do what? Cut myself?
No. When did you decide to put that, like, because I feel like that comes with this internal decision of like, I'm not going to cut on that arm. Like tattooing over, it's like would you say that was like a commitment to yourself?
It was because I could tell like the slight difference. I don't scar too bad, which is very nice because I didn't use like razor blades. I'd always use like a piece of glass or like a pen and like just stab myself with it. And then I could just look at my arms, especially in the light, and like see the difference. Yeah. And then my roommate, actually, we were driving one time, and my arm was out, like I think just sitting like this, and he's like, "You can tell the difference between your arms." And I'm like, "Shit." That's when I decided I was gonna get this tattoo. And this tattoo is a song, "There There Katie" by Jack's Mannequin, but that's when he was Jack's Mannequin. Now he's Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, and he's actually like my favorite artist.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
So I got that, and we'll eventually add on all around this. I'm getting like 2 full arm sleeves and stuff. It's gonna be really sick.
Awesome. Yeah. You're gonna have to keep me updated.
Yeah. I'm getting another one right up here in April. The tattoo.
Oh,
right
starting the sleep process.
Yeah, I mean I started already, so.
Oh right, got you.
Yeah. I got Edgar Allan Poe on my arm.
Nice. You know what? I have this idea for food, right?
Okay.
Where are po' boy sandwiches from? Like,
where is that from, Darren?
Is that Louisiana?
Could be. I think you're right.
Yeah,
that's a Louisiana thing.
I think they should do Edgar Allan po' boys.
How?
You follow me?
I do, but like how?
I don't know. What was that? Serve raven.
You want to know something really funny?
Raven meat in the po' boys.
That's disgusting.
Like his famous short story. But like Edgar Allan po' boy just kind of.
That's funny. You want to know something really funny?
Maybe it's too niche. What's
up? I'm adopted, and my name when I was adopted was Raven.
Really? Mm-hmm. It got changed?
Yeah.
How old?
I was like 6 weeks old, so yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't like you were 4 and you have to
unlearn
that whole
Raven
thing?
Raven sucks though. That's a horrible name.
You think so?
I do.
I've met a couple really cool ravens.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like now I fit into the whole Raven aesthetic because like my darker hair, but I'm naturally blonde.
Okay.
And yeah, I feel like just Raven, but not,
You're in your Raven phase?
I'm not in my Raven phase. I mean,
it's a cool phase to be in, I would assume. Very wise and like present.
Maybe Raven does fit me then, because I feel like I am very present. I don't know, but that's just yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Darren, what we got for time here? 40 minutes.
Got a couple more minutes.
I'm just trying to figure out how to wrap it up because
I can hit you with rapid questions.
Hit me with rapid questions? You want to interview me?
Yeah, let's fire them off.
Rapid questions. Let's go.
All right. When's the last time you cried?
Yesterday.
Okay. When is the first time that you? I don't know where I'm going with this.
Just ask it.
Have you gone to a movie by yourself?
No, never.
Never?
By myself? No, never.
Okay. What are some of your reasons for wanting to stay alive?
I don't.
You don't have any reasons?
I don't have any reasons.
We're going to talk about this more at length.
Okay, can you continue?
That's a hard one to brush by.
It's fine.
Okay. What's something that made you smile today?
You.
Aw. Now I just smile back. See, that's awesome. Your reason I wanted to stay alive today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. What is Dr. Pepper or Coke / Pepsi?
Oh, Dr. Pepper for sure. Like honestly, really,
okay.
Dr. Pepper. Coke is so bad for your teeth, dude.
Right.
That shit rots your teeth. My teeth are already like gone.
Okay. Do you think that there should be a set of pool balls that are plaid to go with the solids and stripes?
No.
Damn
Why?
It. See, that was another idea I was just trying to pitch. Just
Why
throw that
plaid,
in there.
though?
I'm workshopping ideas by.
Okay.
I just think it's cool. Like add a third set plaid. Like that'd be a kind of trippy pool experience.
I feel like you're the only one who's trying to go for the trippy experiences here.
I don't know. Well, shout out to the Psychonauts. What about the sky and the ground and the sun have to be different colors now. What are they? What are they
sun
now?
is red, so I could live in a horror movie.
Okay.
The sky. I feel like the sky would be like orange, to be honest, if the sun was red. And then you said the ground. I think the ground should be black.
Okay.
So I can live in a horror movie.
That would be. See, speaking of trippy, yeah, that would be. What do you want What's a song you'd want at your funeral?
A song that I want at my funeral. I don't know. Okay. That's something I never thought about.
What is one song that makes you unintentionally go 5 miles an hour faster when you listen to it?
Kickstart My Heart by the Motley Crue.
Okay. Is that parental influence?
No, my parents hate Motley Crue.
Oh, that was yours.
My dad is from the 60s and the 70s. I mean, he lived in the 80s, but like his big influence was 60s, 70s, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite thing about Darren?
His hair.
Yeah?
No, just yeah, it's up right now. No, all jokes aside, no, Darren's a pretty chill person. He's a good friend of mine. I like being able to we talk about things because we're friends. So,
Awesome.
you know, that's cool too.
Amazing.
Plus the hair.
Yeah. Favorite number?
13.
Oh, I feel like that fits your aesthetic.
I was born on August 13th.
Oh, it just happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Least favorite number?
7.
Do you want to say why?
I don't know. Just 7.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, I had one more profound one, but I do want you to guess this. How many Rice Krispies do you think are in a normal box?
Shut up. I'm supposed to ask those types of questions. I'm going to say like 2,346.
I would double it.
Really?
I'm going to go like in the
in
5,600 range.
In one box.
Yeah, you have to think they're like grains of rice. You know that Mitch Hedberg joke that rice is a really good food if you want like 1,000 of something?
Sure.
Yeah, kind of like Rice Krispies it's like rice is in the name, I suppose. I don't know. I didn't think of that.
Maybe next time we're on the show, we
They're
just have to
like-
sit here and count it out.
I would do that.
We should. Darren, put that in the notes. We don't keep notes.
That could be a side passion project. And then I'll write them a letter and say, "Did you know that you have this many Krispies in your boxes?" And they'll be,
But what if
"We
it's
don't care."
the reason why it's different? Like you can't Google it. Like you told me, you can't Google it. It doesn't give you an answer because it's different in every box.
So then maybe we have to do that for like a big enough sample size, like 10,000 boxes, and then we just.
You think I'm gonna
average
sit
them.
there and count out 10,000 boxes of Rice Krispie treats with you? Not treats, you know, the box of cereal.
You could work the concept and make it like concept art and try and convince the MoMA to do something. I don't know. I've had weird ideas to try and get into the MoMA. I wanted to like live inside of an installation for an entire year and be silent, and people could just view me like a zoo animal. That was one of them. There was one where I wanted to always be recording audio for the entire year, just everything, and then
because
submit
I was like,
that.
you were constantly recording in the car on the way here and taking pictures. So.
Oh, I was just documenting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun for me. I love capturing things. I think, especially videography, if a picture's 1,000 words, like what's a video?
Mm-hmm.
It's 1,000,000 words, right?
Interesting.
I don't know.
All right. Well,
Sorry.
no, it's okay. I mean, hey, I don't know. You're insightful, dude. I
appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna wrap it up. Guys, this was really fucking sick. I'm really happy that Nathan was on the show today. I definitely think that you have to come back because I feel like you have a lot more to say, and
It'd be an honor.
yeah, we'll definitely have to have you come back for sure.
I'll be here. Let me know. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Okay.
thinking about these dill pickles that we're gonna go get.
I
The
don't
chips.
want any chips.
Okay. Maybe down the road you will.
Maybe, who knows?
Maybe.
All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't have anything else to say. I'm Tay Hageman, and I am the sad girl next door. We'll see you next week.
I'ma tell you little lies and they sound like this. I'm fine. It's an oversimplification cause I'm really contemplating. I just haven't picked the day yet. I'm fine. Just don't ask me to elaborate cause I don't really know what I'm supposed to say. I'm fine. I'm fine.